Stuff your stocking with Packard Pokset merchandise this holiday season. Give your honey a hoodie. Give your mama a mug of Christmas cheer. Let Packard Pokset help you find that last-minute holiday gift. By shopping at cafepress.com/Packard Pokset, you not only fill your holiday shopping list, you help support the show.
Do you like Packard Pokset and want to hear it on demand and on the go? Download the free app today at Stitcher.com. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad.
This is Packard Pokset, and I'm poking at your news. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fine edition of Packard Pokset. I am your immutable and unmutable host, Packard Sonic. And joining us tonight from the far, far west coast is Connie, Practical Magic 9.
The power of the flying spaghetti monster compelled me, and I must be here. Yes. I feel creepy and kooky and altogether ooky, so. Awesome.
I want to thank Chris, who does our thumbnails for YouTube. He made this great background for us, so you can see the pumpkin with the finger pointing up my back. He's kind of holding me up, and and the little smoke at the bottom there. So thank you, Chris, for that.
Yes.
And joining us from the south of me, just the south of me, is the people from the DrunkTable Podcast, Coast to Coast Productions.
Hello.
Yay.
Hi.
That would be Alexa, B, and Jesse.
And
Did I miss somebody?
no, he said your name. Stop
he said
complaining.
Your name first.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I was too busy being
Belching.
mean. Nick gets sad when he doesn't get recognition, so say my name again. Say it slower.
No.
Nick. Okay, anyway, tonight
It's better.
we're getting away from our serious topics tonight for something a little bit more fun. We're going to be talking about, Halloween and Halloween stories and shit like that, just to, spook things up. So that's tonight's topic is, it's the Great Packard Pumpkin Sonic, a Halloween to forget. So let's talk.
Let's do it.
Before the show, we had a Mad Lib set up, the Edgar Allan Poe story. So this way, it's in a Mad Lib, and we've been discussing people doing Mad Libs of this for a while now, and hopefully that people would send us some. And we only had a few submissions, so Connie's got one also. She's going to read here in a moment. This one is the one we just set up just before the show. See if you can recognize your words there, everybody. The DrunkTable Podcast of Edgar Allan Poe of the Raven. Once upon a midnight fat, while I pondered pretty and hairy, over many a quaint and curious cat, a forgotten woman. While I smacked, nearly napping, suddenly there came a beer, as a transsexual gently rapping at my Wisconsin door.
Better open that.
"'Tis some phone," I muttered, tapping at my Wisconsin door. "Only this and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember it. It was a bony December. And each separate farting ember wrought its basketball upon the floor. Eagerly I kicked the marrow. Quickly I had sought to borrow from my fans cerise of sorrow, for the shiny Lenore, for the silly and horny maiden, whom the angels named Dora, nameless here forevermore.
I thought you were going to read the special version. That's the actual. That's Edgar Allan Poe.
What he grew up with.
Edgar Allan Poe is now turning in his grave.
Well, he's fine.
Yeah, he's laughing. He thinks it's
It's
hilarious.
a transsexual tapping at my Wisconsin door.
My Wisconsin door. Yeah. I put this out on Candid. We're on Candid. We have our own group. It's the Packard Pokset group. If you're on Candid, that's the group you want to find. But I didn't post this one in the Candid group. I posted this to a general group here. Now, this is one from a random person. They said, "Once upon a midnight fuck, while I pondered fucking and shitting over a many quaint and curious fuck of forgotten shit. While I fucked, nearly napping, suddenly there came a shit as of loudly gently rapping at my front door. "'Tis some shit," I muttered, tapping at my front door. "Only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it. It was the fuck December, and each separate shitting ember wrought its shit upon the door. Eagerly I fucked the morrow. Slowly I had sought to borrow from my pussy cerise of sorrow, sorrow from the anal Lenore. For the fucking and shitting maiden whom the angels named Uranus, nameless here forevermore."
That was beautiful.
I like how immature we are. We laughed so much harder at that one. We were like, "Man, fucking shit, yeah, we should have done that one. Sing it again. Oh my god." We're over here dying.
Oh my gosh.
I hope he says boogers.
We're all 13.
Packard, you should have to say that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Kind of go ahead and read the one from Godless Geezer.
Once upon a sardine dreary, while I ejaculated, weak and weary, over a quaint and curious crematorium of Al Gore, while I digested, nearly faxing, suddenly there came a lemming, as of some dog gently flying, christening at my ceramic appendix. 'Tis some fundamentalist I swam, kissing at my titanium pizza, only Trump and grapes galore.
I'll use Trump.
Trump and grapes galore.
Good night, everybody. No,
Hey!
Hey!
Thank you, God. Oh my gosh.
You showed up for this? That's it. I'm getting drunk. I'm already drunk.
Too
Shut
late.
We're funnier when you're drunk. It's okay.
that's all right. I thought we'd also do a little round robin. Also, we could all tell something spooky. Now, Connie had just sent me a video. These dolls doing supposedly some creepy shit too, moving.
Hey, I don't buy it either.
I saw it. I didn't buy it. But some
Sorry,
people have
she's
a
stuffing
some people have a
out for
thing
you.
with dolls. Some people have a thing with clowns. People have all kinds of weird things. For
Pareidolia. It's a thing.
yeah,
Clowns
Nick,
are a
why
thing?
don't you tell us a quick short story, something weird that's happened to you while you were whenever that you can remember.
I've got one.
Halloween-y?
Wait, who are we?
You Nick.
Us.
Any of
All of
us?
us. The drunk table?
Yeah, well, we'll go around the drunk table first.
All right.
Spooky?
Yeah,
I don't-
spooky.
Well, you jumped on it, Alexis.
She's got one
I
fire.
do really have one.
Okay, just hold on to it. Hold on to it for a second.
Oh,
Okay.
crap.
Come on, Nick.
All right, well, actually,
Share, Nick. Share.
we always go Jesse first, so...
Crap. Spooky?
Yeah, spooky, weird,
There isn't
bizarre.
anything. Okay, well,
You ever seen your brother in his underwear?
that's spooky.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good enough.
That's haunting. That's an image
That
you
shit'll
don't-
haunt you.
That's all
no.
we need to know.
One time he went on a blind date, and when the woman took off his clothes, it was a man! A man!
Well, I actually,
No?
That wasn't scary for him, though.
He was excited.
there's nothing so much spooky that I've ever truly experienced. I've been somewhere where they've tried to do a Ouija board before when I was young.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
I remember all the kids getting really into it, and I'm standing at the doorway leaning up against it like, what the hell is going on? And I'm just like leaning and they're like, oh my god, you moved it. And I remember thinking, what the hell is this Ouija board business? This is stupid.
Yeah.
It wasn't spooky for me, but they were scared out of their
Shitless.
wits. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. All right, all right, obviously we're starting with Jesse then.
How old were you? Well, that's the way we do it on
I
this
was
Okay,
show.
that's fine. That's fine.
I don't even know.
Okay.
All right,
Me?
B. How about a spooky story from you?
The only spooky story I really have is shortly after my friend moved up to Red Wing. He had worked a double shift anyway. He was coming home, fell asleep at the wheel,
Ooh.
crossed center lane, died. Anyway, so he passed away.
No big
This is-
deal.
This has been 14 years ago. Well, the weird thing was, for 3 consecutive nights, I had dreams about him where we would have conversations, and
Did he tell you where the money was?
No, he didn't. I don't think he had any money, but
Look in the suitcase.
He did say the Cubs are going to win in 2016, but
Oh yeah.
but what the weird thing was the last dream I had with him, like we got into a discussion about God and the existence of God, and the last thing he said to me before I woke up was "See you soon."
Oh, jeez.
It was a little unsettling, a little creepy.
Yeah, I'd say
Did you
that's
stay
the
in
one.
that day? Like,
Yeah, I was unemployed. Of course I stayed in that day.
well, after going to all the fast food restaurants,
You know.
I stayed.
It's not very nice.
Actually inspired you to
Yes.
write a script.
Yeah, that was the screenplay I wrote that we kind of shot that never got anywhere. And
Yes, in our coast to coast
Kind of
vault.
when we first started meeting, we
shit.
got to meet B.
yeah,
Actually,
Okay, Alexa.
Well, mine's not really like supernatural or anything, but
Okay.
scared the piss out of me at the time.
Okay.
My grandparents and my aunt and uncles all lived in Chicago when I was younger.
God, that's scary.
Yeah, that is
That
scary.
wasn't it. Dude, shut up. And I just happened to be there for my visit during the summer when my cousin had her birthday party, her sleepover birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
So she invited me, and because my grandma absolutely loved to buy everybody porcelain dolls.
Oh.
Don't ask why. I have no idea. They're so creepy.
Yeah,
They
they
had
are.
a whole curio cabinet full.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they had ones on top.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle is a private detective, so he always carried a pager.
that is fucking terrifying.
You know what? Fuck all three of you right now. I'm not done with the story. So, I guess for some reason they thought it would be a fun idea to watch the movie Child's Play. I had never seen it.
Ooh.
At the time when we started the movie, the only person home was my aunt.
And a doll.
Shortly after that, my uncle came home and
Brought another doll.
we didn't notice that he did this, but he set his pager on top of the cabinet behind one of the dolls.
Oh,
And then they said, "We're going to bed." And as we're watching Chucky like kill everybody, they proceeded to call the pager repeatedly.
So
it was on vibrate.
So he set this up intentionally. He's like, he wasn't. He didn't just like, oh, I just put it here and I'll get it in the morning. He's like, I'm gonna fucking scare the shit out of these people.
Totally intentional. And I want to talk about 6 scared little girls screaming and running down a hall so fast. It was terrible.
That is
It was
awful.
terrible. I can't watch that movie anymore.
Oh.
Terrible.
Really? It's a great film.
No.
I understand that when I was very younger, I was being babysat at this person's house. I don't even remember who the hell they were, but they would watch The Exorcist. Their house stank. So, and every time if I see that movie, I can smell the odor of that place.
Oh,
So,
that's terrible. That's awful.
yeah, it's a memory. It's a muscle memory thing. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah.
I smell poo.
That is my favorite movie of all time.
Ugh. Okay, Nick. Now that you've heard everybody else's story, now we get to yours.
I can distinctly remember watching Bush slowly win the 2000 election.
Okay, now that's horrifying. That's just too scary. Too fucking scary for this show.
I remember
Nightmare.
when Al Gore was like, "Wait, we're not done. We're still in." There was that little glimmer of hope, and no, all those dead people that voted in Florida won it for him. I've got nothing. I can't think of anything that I ever thought.
You're on your way home and you go, oh shit! I remember that one day that. Yeah.
I don't like to watch scary movies.
Oh, I do though.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not a scary movie person either.
I was.
What is wrong with you?
I can't watch scary movies.
I played. This was a couple years ago. I played a zombie game called Zombie U.
Okay.
And, I was then that night very aware of how dark my apartment was. But I'm
That's
going
how
with
tasty
the
you
with the
look.
Bush won the
Right.
2000 election. Just freak out.
I do have a fun fact on the scary movie side of everything. You were talking about The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And do you remember the little girl's name?
No, I was very young at the time, and I was forced to sit there and watch this crap. And I was like, no, I'm not.
No. Her name was Reagan.
Unless you...
Her name was Reagan?
Yes, and that's my middle name.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Alexa is the little girl from The Exorcist. That's what we just figured out.
How did you do that neck twist then? How did you do that neck twist, by the way? I'm just saying.
It's really easy. If you come see us, I'll teach you.
Okay.
She can't do it anymore. She pulls a muscle.
Really good time.
It was hot yoga before hot yoga was hot yoga.
She knows the guy. Seuss is incredible.
We're gonna
I can't eat pea soup anymore though.
Oh, I can imagine not. If you're in the chat room and you're watching, go ahead and put in some stories there. We'll read those too. Connie, I know you have a lot of them.
I have several. And,
Okay.
I shared this last year. I'm going to give the Reader's Digest version of a Ouija board incident. I had a Ouija board that I was given in 5th grade, around 1968, and I played with it at various slumber parties that I had, and it always moved. But my mom always told me, "Oh, it's just we're actually making it move." And my memory of the last time I used it was in like 8th grade. I had a friend over for a sleepover. And again, how I remember it was just that we sat down to play with the Ouija board, and it wouldn't work for her, but it would move for me. And it started saying, who are you? Why do you bring an unbeliever to me? You're spelling it out. I say saying, I mean spelling. My memory was that the thing actually was moving so fast that we weren't keeping up with it. And it's really bothered me. I actually have a video. I might even be set to private on my YouTube channel. But I was asking people, I said, look, why is it that I remember it this way? Why do I remember the planchette? Yeah. Why do I remember the planchette, moving by itself and flying out of the room? I remember wind in the room and everything like that. And I was a born-again Christian about 1 year at this point, still trying to figure out everything. And I've come to the point where that's something I accept, that it was just me messing with my own memory. I was probably a dream. Actually, I have contacted, in the last 6 months, I contacted the person that this happened to, and she said, I don't remember that at all. So I'm like, okay, that's okay for me. But it shaped so much. I was so afraid of demons. And of course, you have Hal Lindsey and you have Pat Robertson and all of these preachers who were saying, yeah, this is something to be afraid of. You had exorcism and people praying over, praying the demons away. I used to be very afraid of it, and saw The Exorcist when I was in college, and scared me really bad. I could have sworn I heard demons one night, heard moaning and stuff, and but yeah, and the other thing, I'm scared of dolls. But that's something that I can't shake that. See, I can shake the idea of demons and everything. But I have a preternatural fear of dolls and clowns because when I was 1 year old, a walkie-talkie doll fell over on me in the back seat of my mom's car. And
a walkie-talkie doll? Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Anyway,
I like how demons use Ouija boards for texting.
Yeah. The original texter.
Okay, I'm the only believer at the table, so I definitely agree with you. The whole demon thing is very, very scary.
I'm the only believer at the table. Believer.
Yeah, I believe that was one of my words.
No, that's Justin Bieber.
I'm a believer.
I believe he exists.
I believe that I said it on the show the first.
But that's a thing.
You believe in the beaver?
Oh, well, whatever.
I have a lot of stories from my family, and I have only one instance for myself there. When I was very young, I was about 12. I had friends over, and we were staying at my sister's place, and there was this chair. They had like the little covering for where the legs are, where they flap down so you don't see the legs. And I didn't think my friend saw this, but I put my shoes underneath there so no one would trip on it, being considerate. And then something woke me up in the middle of the night, and it was really dark in there, but in the darkness, I saw something that looked like it was darker than the dark. And I woke up the next morning. I went to grab my shoes. I couldn't find them. I reached underneath there to find them. I couldn't see them. I couldn't feel them. So I flipped it up. They were gone. And I was walking around the house looking for them, and they were sitting underneath the kitchen table next to the wall, sitting side by side, just like way I put them underneath the chair. Turns out, well, what he said at the time, I was still kind of a cultural Christian type person, and I didn't believe it when he told me. And he said, well, no, I woke up in the middle of the night and I took your shoes and I put them over underneath the table. But at the time, I'm like 12, 13 years old, whatever it was. I'm like, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe him. I was like, no, I had to attribute it to something supernatural. So, my family's got stories up the wazoo for really bizarre ones. I can remember some of them. So I'll share some more as we go along. I don't want to share them all at one time.
I think I just remembered. I have like lost time ones, but
UFOs.
One that pops up that's in particular really could just be chalked up to
too much drink,
drunkenness.
No, I was a kid, but
well, you're not supposed to be getting drunk when you're a kid.
Yeah. No, I didn't say I wasn't.
He actually wasn't. He's the innocent one.
Doesn't remember his childhood. He was drunk.
No, that's me.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
anyway,
okay.
What was I saying? Who are you?
You just lost some time. There you go.
There you go.
Live.
Nick is already down to 40. I should mention.
Should I tell it?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell it. I'm trying to remember how this was. Well, I remember I was like 12, and I don't remember why, but for some reason the arrangement in our house made it to where I shared my mom's bed. For some reason at this time, but it definitely helps with the time loss story, because I remember waking up to go take a piss, and I looked over at the clock, and
she kicked you out of the bed.
Get out of the bed, get out of the bed, Nick. Mommy's busy.
Waking up and I peed the bed. I peed my mom.
No, snoring too loud.
No. Shut up. Whatever it was, I remember looking at the clock and thinking that she worked late.
Yeah.
And that, she, whatever it was, it either had to do with she'll be home soon or she's only been home for a little bit.
Right.
And then I went to go take a piss, took a piss, nothing weird happened, came back, and it was like 5 a.m, which was long after either she would have been, I think when I woke up and looked at the clock, it was that she'll be home soon or whatever, but that could easily be chalked up to, being tired.
Oh, yeah.
Or
drunk.
Not drunk. God damn it. But it was weird at the moment, because I was like, what the hell? Like whatever it was, 6 hours were gone. And I remember why it was probably so spooky was back in the early 90s when there was, thanks to X-Files, everybody thought
everybody's thinking they're being abducted and shit. Yeah.
Asshole hurt. My God, did my asshole hurt.
Hey, he doesn't have that problem anymore. Now it just slides right in.
No, I've conquered that.
Connie, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Have you ever actually maybe seen or encountered a demon?
Just me.
I thought I had. Yeah,
just me.
The guy on the other microphone. I thought that I had, but I was afraid. And underneath my covers of my bed, like I said, after I'd seen the Exorcist movie, I had about a month of very sleepless nights, and I could have sworn I heard moaning, and I thought I felt a presence sit on the edge of the bed, and I remember praying and invoking the name of Jesus, and then all of a sudden I heard this unearthly moan that left what, the sound appeared to be going out of the corner of my bedroom. But again, I was too afraid to look. And even if I had, the fact that I'd spent a month of sleepless nights, there's a lot of, you're going to start to hear and see things. I know that now, but I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, hallucinations are a bitch.
I do own a lot of that up to that. And I think the other thing I found when I was looking up these things on skeptical sites, it might have something to do with a form of seizures. I may be prone to seizures and I just don't even know it because and under stress, I recreate memories. I have a memory of my first dog being run over. And I was telling the story one time when I was 14, and my mom sat there and looked at me and said, "That's not how that happened." And she told me how it happened, but that's not the memory I have.
The brain is a funny thing. Yeah, the brain is
my memory every day.
Yeah,
right.
The reason I asked that question is because I have actually encountered 2.
You have.
I know Nick is sitting right next to you.
I was going to say, and I am sitting right here.
It really doesn't have anything to do with anybody at this table, although I could see why you would think that. This was many, many years ago, and the first one was actually a friend of mine. We were doing some sort of strange, probably satanic thing that we should not have been doing, and
masturbation is a wonderful thing. It doesn't matter who you're with.
Yeah, that wasn't it. Unfortunately, that wasn't it. But
you get those highs, and whoo, you start seeing things.
Yeah, his face actually did turn into a demon, and about 2 days later, I saw a baby with a demon face crawl across the hallway.
What movie were you watching?
I was going to ask you, what movie did you watch prior to that?
What hallucinogens were
None. None of the above.
Actually, I do. All this,
it actually did happen.
I don't believe you.
All this talk of demons kind of reminded me of something that I
of my entire childhood.
that I really forgot. Most people who watch our show know that I'm a little off, and always
love
him.
I have been throughout my entire life, and when I was probably 10 or 11, and everybody has intrusive thoughts, like when you're standing on the edge of a cliff or something, and you're standing with someone, that urge to push the other person, or
I have
or the weird urge, like if you're driving,
pulling urges.
Anyway,
you mean?
Anyway,
you know how you want to kill everyone.
It's like, yeah, you know how you want to murder everybody, but
come on, B, think that too. Right?
Where's my nuke?
No, what I had when I was very young is I was convinced, because I kept having these really awful, intrusive thoughts, that I was actually possessed by Satan himself.
Where do these strange ideas come from? And you try to attribute it because you consider yourself to be a nice person, and why would a nice person think those things?
Right.
It was absolutely awful. Like, I went to church regularly thinking that it would cleanse these thoughts, and then as I got older, they went away, and reflecting on it, it's just like, wow, I was just a weird little kid.
I love you would have talked to them. It's like, oh, hi, B or B.
I do.
Hi, Benjamin.
No, I do.
Satan lives within me.
Sometimes when I make
I've had 8 kids, so I'm a mother of 8 and 1 stepson, and I'm just saying that kids are processing things all the time, and they don't always have the background to be able to understand their feelings.
Right.
And at certain transitional times in a kid's life, there's a lot of weird thoughts that come about, and it's just you're dealing with those impulses. You're reaching to that point of maturity, so that makes sense why you'd have those thoughts. I mean, you're just like frustrations, and I don't know. I've seen it.
Yeah, and memory is a tricky thing to begin with, because you think you remember certain things, and they just either never happened, or you just remember them incorrectly. So. Not to dismiss what you think you saw there, Alexa, but I'm willing to bet you that's what I chalk it up to.
It's a funny thing on our side.
I would like to say that I imagined it. I would really like to say that, but I was literally in my 20s.
Contact us by email at ppappodcast@gmail.com or on Twitter as @PackardPokesat. Like us on Facebook.com/PackardPokesat. Call our Google Voice and leave a message at 662-709-PPAP. or 662-709-7727, and we will respond to it on the show. Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time, join us live at vonlive.tv/PackardPokesat. During the show, you can share your thoughts with us by calling 857-216-3200 using PIN number 35368 or on uberconference.com/PackardPokesat. For links to the stories, visit our show page at packardpokesat.wordpress.com. You can help support the show by purchasing merchandise from cafepress.com/PackardPokesat or make a donation to the show at patreon.com/PackardPokesat. If you can't afford any money, why not share the show with your friends and rate us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker, and on YouTube. For everyone that shares and rates us, you kick ass.
The Atheists,
The Bible.
and No Wardrobe, the podcast.
Wait a minute. No wardrobe? You mean we're going to be naked while we do this?
Well, seeing how I'm an atheist and I'm reading the Bible, and since clothes are flammable,
Fire! Fire! Fire!
I thought it might be a good idea to take them all off first.
Naked or not, follow along as we read, analyze, and try to keep you from falling asleep as we go through this boring-ass book.
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. Who knows? We may even be on YouTube someday.
I wish you could
Drugs.
I wish you could see us.
It was crazy.
On our show, we have a thing where we're raising hands, so we don't interrupt too
Right.
much.
So we're doing it now as a joke.
Yeah, nobody can see you but me, you know, or well, I can't even see you, actually.
Nick
so.
has something.
I
he
do.
would
I
like
do
to
have.
add.
I had a question you were saying as when you have kids or when you're a kid, you're dealing with weird shit and you might think weird things. My question was, why do I want to kill everybody now?
You just have the mind of a child.
Oh yes, here it is.
Thanks, Obama, right? Yeah.
Thanks,
no.
Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, blame Obama.
Alexa, I just want to say that I have had a struggle with dealing with these memories because, again, this is exactly how I remember it. I remember the planchette moving by itself. I remember it flying off of the Ouija board. I remember a wind in my room. I remember finding strange things after that. That's exactly how I remember it. And I remember my first dog dying by it being run over and walking across the street and, talking with the driver and all these things. That's how I remember them. But that's not, I know that there's a chance that this whole Ouija board thing is not how it actually happened, and it's an invention of my mind to cope with whatever it was. I don't know what it is. And all I know is that skeptically, there's no proof. There's no concrete proof yet, right?
Yeah.
And I will just say
Exactly.
yet that supernatural things actually happen. And so if I go with that, I would rather say that my brain has, for whatever trauma or for whatever reason, has reinvented something and accept that as being fact. One day they might find a supernatural in some super microscopic thing. They'll find proof of it. And at that point, I'll say, okay,
If they do find it, then it's not supernatural. It's natural then at that point.
it's natural. And then we can say, okay, that's where this lives. That's where this resides. But it's better to approach my memories skeptically and not judgmentally, but just skeptically and just say, okay.
I think I approach my memories as fact because I'm weird. I don't know.
I hear science fiction is a precursor to science fact.
What about
Get the fuck out!
Wait, hold on. What about?
Oh, B has his hand up.
What about the what you're describing with the death of your dog and your mom telling you that it happened differently? I've been obsessed recently with the Mandela Effect. Has everyone heard of that?
Actually, no, I have not. I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, the Mandela Effect is kind of a strange thing. Like, it's named after Nelson Mandela. A lot of people thought that he died way before he did.
Mm-hmm.
They have vivid memories of him dying actually in jail. And then there's other like little weird things like, okay, the books with Mother Bear, Brother Bear, Sister Bear, and Father Bear?
The Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, the Berenstein Bears, yeah.
Yes.
How's it spelled?
Right.
I think there's multiple ways it's being spelled, yeah.
Is how I remember it. And
Now go on.
A lot of people, most people of our generation and even past generations remember it STEIN, and now it's STAIN, and they claim that's the way it's always been. The song "We Are the Champions," the last bit of it, people will say it ends "of the world," but it doesn't. What the Mandela Effect is saying is that like possible other dimensions are bleeding over into ours, creating false memories and things like that. That's something that
I got a super brief.
I don't know about that.
I'm a big fan of the multiverse.
The multiverse.
Really?
But just because it gives me a chance.
Well, that explains why my shoes were underneath the table.
Exactly.
It does. It really does.
I just really hope there's a universe out there where I'm like 6'7", really thin, with washboard abs and a 30-inch.
Think about this, B. I'm going to go into sliders here for a second. If there is an alternate universe where you are that, there's also an alternate universe where you're also a woman too. So just remember that.
Which I also wish.
I would really like to visit that.
I'd be
gay
intrigued
if you
by
have sex
that,
with
yeah.
yourself? In the alternate dimension?
Yeah, is it?
It's not gay. It's incest.
I don't know. I don't even want to. I'm not even sure I want to get into that.
No, it's not gay. It's masturbating.
Please make
It's just
them
masturbation of yourself, I guess. I don't know.
What the
Anyway.
fuck is happening on this show right now?
He got weird.
We went really weird.
So it got
That's
weird.
why this is a Halloween to forget.
Scary stuff. Now we're talking about scary stuff.
Yeah, I did want to read a couple of comments from the chat room here. Tom the Atheist on. Thank you, Tom, for your comment. He says, I remember being in my basement and hearing someone walking upstairs, but I lived alone.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
creepy.
we call those squirrels. Actually, no. Actually, that's a very simple. That's actually a very simple explanation. Houses have a tendency to settle every once in a while, and just Yeah.
Yes.
Your creaks.
Yeah, there's your creaks and groans. The place I live, I hear shit like all the time because my walls are like fucking paper thin. If I poke them, I could actually put my finger right through. So I got to be careful. So.
In my house, I have a cat.
Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin. It's made of cheese. It's made of cheese.
You poke your finger right through the cheese.
Well, if it was totally made of cheese, I wouldn't have a house. I'd be eating the damn thing.
No, it'd be gone now.
Oh yeah.
Amen, brother.
But I have, I have like a little wooded area right behind me, so it's like fucking squirrels or whatever climbing on the roof or whatever. I'm sure. So.
Fucking squirrels.
Fucking squirrels. Yeah.
You know, I hear this really odd noise every night when I go to bed.
It's Nick.
It's Nick.
It's like a grizzly bear.
Oh,
It's
man.
really bad.
I've heard
we
that
talking-
too, but not the same way you're
Are we talking
imagining.
about my snoring?
yes, we are.
My supernatural snoring?
Yeah.
Oh,
As a matter of fact,
it's
I
scary
told
how
him
much
one
he
morning
snores.
that I had went outside to smoke a cigarette, and I saw a very strange phenomenon, zombies, because he had literally rose the dead.
Oh, yeah.
No big deal.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm sure. I'm not even sure I want to go there.
Probably don't.
He is a loud snorer.
Jesse knows from all the times we cuddled.
But-
Whenever
okay,
we sleep in bed together. Yeah.
I love the spooky stuff. This is my favorite time of year to talk about.
Mine too.
The spooky stuff.
Yes.
We've done a couple
Halloween.
episodes this month just because it's a fun month for us.
We're doing we're filming another episode tomorrow, so it should be up Sunday.
Yeah, but yeah, this show will be up out on Sunday as well.
Well, I mean,
Another
for the
thing
live listeners.
I'd like to ask the people in the comment section, even though we
Sure.
can't see, is why do they think we like to be, as humans, we like to be scared so much? Why?
Adrenaline.
It's
Ritalin?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Not
Well,
Ritalin,
that's
adrenaline.
Packer's ass.
Well,
No,
you
pretty sure
get
it's
the
Ritalin.
you get the adrenaline, and it's just I don't know. It's such a strange thing to me that
Well, for
you know
me,
the
I don't like it.
I love to be scared.
Well,
I
some people
love
do like
to.
to be scared. Some people do like to
too.
get scared or be scared anyway. I'm not one of those people, unfortunately. I think from a psychological standpoint, I think it's the fact is we do like to be scared because life is so mundane otherwise. If we have to add more excitement to it to keep us feeling alive.
I like
Right.
that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like, you know, the hunters and gatherers. I
Right.
doubt they were like hiding behind trees trying to scare the shit out of each other because, you know, killing a prey was scary enough. It's like, Tom, stop hiding behind the fucking tree and trying to scare me, dude. We gotta hunt this thing.
Right.
We have to eat. We have no time for this.
Right.
Me, I'm raising my hand.
Yes.
Was Tom an official caveman name?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
believe
That's
it was.
that's where
I think
that's
he
where-
changed. I think
that's
he
where-
changed things.
No, that the original caveman name was Jesus because he was in the cave. Never mind. Sorry.
Hey, speaking of original names,
Not nice.
anyone know the first dog name?
First dog name?
Yes, the actual firt dog name.
Ass
Fido.
sniffer.
Fido. I don't know.
I know.
I was just
Fido.
joking.
Get
In-
the fuck out of here.
In Latin, I believe it means faithful.
Really?
Why
Oh,
do you
okay.
know that?
He is a weirdo.
I'm okay. But anyway,
All right, shut up. Let Packard talk.
So
Another one comment here from the chat room from Tom the Atheist on. He says, "My daughter hears demons in the night, but only when I'm sleeping."
yeah.
I feel her pain. So sorry.
No, that's what it was. My snoring has actually altered your memory and put weird shit back in your childhood or in your 20s.
Yeah.
That's possible.
No.
I did
20s,
want-
which can still be referred to as childhood.
I'm
No,
gonna.
that made me a little homicidal.
I'm going to recount a story that I was told when I was younger, probably in my 20s also, about something that happened to my family. I lived in a city just far north of where I'm at, about an hour's drive or so. And we lived in this very leaky house. As a matter of fact, I used to, when I was younger, I nicknamed it the Leak House because every time it rained, we'd have to put buckets fucking everywhere.
The house would piss.
Yeah, they
Wait,
literally
wait,
would piss on
were
the
you
inside.
part-
So it was the Leak House. You know, kids have weird names for shit when they're growing up.
Did you live with Tyler Durden?
I have no idea who that even is.
Oh,
Fight Club.
I have no idea. I've never seen
Oh.
Fight Club. I've never seen Fight
No,
Club.
just the really
Oh,
leaky,
no.
the really leaky house just reminded me
set
of
me
Fight
off.
Club.
Oh, okay.
Don't get beat.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway,
Sorry,
anyway, they said they were one night there. You were talking about the Ouija board there. They said they were fucking around with the Ouija board, and suddenly weird shit would start happening. Stuff would pop out of the closet, whatever. And my sister, to this day, she's a Christian, and she actually believes that there is this spook that is following her everywhere she goes. I mean, she would move multiple times, and this dark figure that would attribute to the dark figure that I thought I saw is messing with her all the time. And one of the parts of the story I left out of that, when I got woke up by this dark figure, I looked up at it and went, yeah, whatever, and I went right back to sleep. It didn't bother me. It's like, because I took it like this spooky thing that my sister tried to get me to believe that she believes in, trying to make me known that it was there. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So it was like, it couldn't affect me because I wasn't scared of it. But anyway, she would relate me the other stories, like saying that her kids would be like in the tub and they're younger. And of course, I'm sure she has imprinted some of these stories onto them as well. Mm-hmm. Saying, you know, all this stuff, and they would imagine like hands turning the hot water on or whatever, trying to burn them or whatever. And I'm attributed to this, like the kids, they're kids, and they probably were fucking with it, and so they made up the story to cover up what they did.
Right. I thought about it. Yeah, I used to do that all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that happen?
Ghost?
Ghost, maybe? Yeah.
that darn ghost.
Ben, who shits your bed, Ghost?
It was a ghost did it.
That can only work for so long, dude.
Wait, did that work last week?
No, it didn't work last week.
One of my old friends, ever since first grade, he had told me this story that he used to have this little like a shelf above his bed that he would display original Star Wars toys above his bed.
I was not.
And Luke came out and said, "Ah!"
Yeah, let's focus on that.
He was a kid.
Fuck that.
Let's not nerd this out, please.
Well, either way, it happened. He would position them above the bed, and he remember every night he would go to bed and he would make them look a certain way, but he'd wake up in the morning and they were different. They were moved around, he said. And
that was his dad coming in and playing with the Star Wars toys.
These are so
awesome.
cool.
I love these toys.
But no, he would. He said he didn't know what was going on, and he kept telling his parents, like, "Why do you keep messing with my stuff?" And he's like, "We're not doing that." And then he'd notice like doors were opening randomly all of a sudden, and things like that. And eventually, his dad was married before.
Mm-hmm. To a ghost.
And she was dead. Yeah.
The sex was just terrible.
Ghost at that time because she had died. So
that's sad.
And so
that's sad, Jesse.
He killed her with his dick, right?
They were Jehovah's Witnesses as well.
Oh God, no!
I know, but somehow they brought people in to cleanse the house.
Oh Christ!
And those are called maids.
And so,
hey. Oh right, there's no warning in the beginning of this show.
Yeah, but yeah, they would burn. They believed that it was the ghost of his ex-wife messing with his Star Wars toys, opening doors.
Because that's
awesome. And they burned everything that had anything connected to it.
That's scary and it's fucking.
Oh, that's wrong.
Memorabilia. It's all gone then. But he's
way to go, dumbasses.
I don't know if it happened anymore after that, but
conveniently no.
Because everything was gone.
Maybe he lives on a fault line and they just kept moving around.
Well, if you ever seen the movie Ghost, you know how long it takes to push a penny across the floor.
So. Oh yeah, you gotta take
That's the one thing I'm not looking forward to.
You know how much of a struggle it is for me to even be able to talk on this show because I've been dead for the last 100 years.
You actually look like it. I was gonna say that.
Shut up, you piece of shit.
Hey.
I meant you're an attractive man.
We had another comment here from Tom the Atheist on. He says, I've been trying to explain why to my 8-year-old who is terrified of clouds why people like to be scared by them. You know, and I think that I don't think clowns originally were. Oh, well, I can't say originally, but I mean today. I don't think people really intend for clowns to be scary. They just are scary.
Says you.
No, I mean I don't. I mean first.
Because
people think like some adults are like, oh yeah, we'll go see the clowns at the circus or whatever, and the parents don't realize or they forget that the fact is that those clowns maybe they liked clowns when they were a kid, and most people don't. There's actually I remember hearing this somewhere that they put clowns like up in hospital rooms for like kids and whatever. And the kids actually would not get better because they couldn't sleep, and they'd see these faces on the walls, and it would actually be more terrifying for them than they.
Patch Adams.
Well,
yeah.
no, a lot of people.
What about Robin Williams?
A lot of people are scared of clowns because they know they're supposed to be fun and funny and.
Maybe
but
started that
it's
way.
the reason a level of mistrust with them. It's just it doesn't make sense how someone can be happy all the time.
Well,
everybody
there's actually a better explanation for that because because when clowns put on their makeup, they over exaggerate the facial features, the mouth, the eyes, and everything like that. Everything looks disjointed and everything like that. And since we are pattern seeking animals, when we see these disjointed figures, we don't know what to make of them, especially when you're a small child. It will scare you. Now, let's just say for shits and giggles, since we were talking about the multi-universe anyway, let's say you grew up in a universe where everybody's face was distorted and clown-shaped. That would be the norm. So if someone were to come in this multi-universe, if someone were to come out there looking like, I don't know, like me, I would be fucking terrifying because because the fact is I would be the abnormal one in that instance.
Right. It's the weird patterns, and I just remember being terrified of clowns. My great grandfather was a Shriner, and they have the Shriner Circus every year in Peoria. And I remember at a very young age thinking about the clowns, and this just shows how screwed up and cynical I've been for years. No one can be that happy all the time. There has to be something wrong with
You're
them.
screwed up.
I think
they're drunk.
I think the fact that you associated them as something silly, goofy, fun, and whatever, and then when we see something like that do something scary, it changes that.
That does make it freakier if a clown is axe murdering someone.
But no, I don't think any clowns have ever actually axe murdered anybody.
Do you know how
John Wayne
John Wayne
Gacy.
Exactly.
But
Thank you.
Gacy didn't do it dressed as a clown. He did that at children's parties.
Yeah. Well, we don't. Well, what he did, we didn't. He might have dressed up as a clown while he was murdering those kids. We don't know.
Yeah, we
Well,
actually don't know that.
That's true, but did he use an axe, or did he just screw him to death?
I don't know what he did. I
John
wasn't
Gacy
there.
had a huge hog.
No, he didn't.
What are you? I'm just looking at you like, what?
Didn't he strangle them? How did he kill them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh God, I should know. I just watched American Horror Story Hotel, and they have John Wayne Gacy as one of the ghosts.
Love that show.
Damn. That wasn't my favorite one. I thought it was good. I didn't like the tone partway through the show, but it was really interesting. I wish that Lady Gaga had remained more interesting.
What's your favorite season of American Horror Story?
So far, I think the first one. And after that, Coven, and
I agree.
My favorite was Coven.
I did not like Coven.
Oh, I loved Coven.
It's too slow and knew what the hell was going to happen the entire time.
I liked the witch one.
That's Coven.
I know that. I was just fucking.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was. And I'm currently watching Freak Show. So.
I didn't like
that one. Was just a little.
I like that one a lot.
Weird.
Because you're weird, B.
Well, you know what? You had me watch the first episode of American Horror Story, and it was interesting.
I'm facing my demons.
But I think more interesting is the fact that they reuse actors for seasons.
Yeah.
And they recast them in different
roles. I really liked the second season, Asylum.
Yeah, I have not watched that either. I've only watched the first one, and it really bothers me. But go ahead. You like second season?
No, Asylum was really good.
Asylum, yeah.
Really kind of strange,
yeah,
but really good.
Before you watch it, check out back in the day. How Geraldo kind of came onto the scene was that he did
Al Capone's Vault.
The what? Huh?
Al Capone's Vault.
No, not Al Capone's Vault.
But that was fun.
He did something very similar to the setup of Asylum. He went into housing for the mentally disabled and stuff like that. And a lot of American Horror Stories, Asylum is kind of based almost on what he did, and it's really interesting to see. There's also another documentary based on the housing units called Cropsy. It's on Netflix. Check that out before you watch it, because it kind of all ties in together.
Speaking of stuff like that, for just I was told this recently. I haven't been a chance to research it. Everybody has heard of the movie Poltergeist, right? Where the girl gets the TV like they're here.
Yep.
And apparently, this is what I was told. Like I said, I have not had a chance to research this, so I really don't know for sure. They told me that the movie Poltergeist was based on a story that had happened apparently in my own town.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's true or not, because like I said, memory's a tricky thing. They said they used to have people would know the address, so they stopped posting it anywhere, so people won't go and like check out the house or whatever.
Right.
So
were there a lot of Indian burial grounds in your hometown?
I don't know. It's northern Wisconsin. I'm sure there's Indian burial grounds everywhere around here.
It's true.
So that's really beyond the point of that. Really, it doesn't really matter. So
the only thing I've ever looked into on the Poltergeist thing is the actress, the little girl.
Oh yeah. Well, I had heard weird stories that they had a lot of weird stuff happen to them after the movie and whatever. It was like, I'm not buying it.
The girl actually, she had a disease.
Died.
Yeah.
She did.
But but there was the curse of the. A lot of people think that the Poltergeist set, and then, the original, like the TV show Superman, that set was cursed, and then there's
Yes.
All right, before we get going here, because we're getting close to our hour here, I want to do it. Yeah, I know it's been a fun hour. Jesse, what is your favorite Halloween costume?
Oh, well, I actually many times Nick's gonna say something gay.
I was gonna say a man's penis.
No, I actually, more times than any, I've dressed up as Wolverine.
Wolverine,
I'm a
okay.
hairy man.
Wait. Do you mean favorite Halloween costume? Like
your favorite Halloween costume. What is your favorite Halloween costume to wear or have you worn?
It's been Wolverine, the animal.
Very, very hairy.
Very hairy.
He meant the Hugh Jackoff. Hugh Jackman.
That explains why Jesse's got that beard going on right there.
I've accepted. I'm a hairy man. I just let it grow now.
I thought you were doing Zach Galifianakis.
I do get Zach Galifianakis a lot. A lot.
You don't know who that is? That's the
come on. Everybody knows who that is.
Not everybody.
Hangover.
It's true.
Yep.
I've not seen that movie yet. I've got a lot of movies I watch.
Get the fuck off the show.
I don't have a whole lot of time to watch movies. I'm a very busy man.
But
It's the Practical Magic 9 show now.
I actually I think I'm gonna be Old Man Logan from the new trailer.
So don't forget to check out the next episode of Drunk Table Podcast.
This goes up on Sunday too.
Yes.
Great plug. We're going to let you plug at the moment at the end there. B. B, what's your favorite Halloween costume?
I don't really.
A fat guy.
Shut up.
That you may not wear in public.
No, but I would have to say if I were to go out maybe to dress up this year, I would dress as a baby.
Really? Okay. All right. An adult baby? You're gonna go dressed as Ted Cruz?
Oh no! Just an
Tom
adult.
Cruise or Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz.
Just an adult wearing a diaper.
Yeah, mainly so I can.
That's a fetish, by the way, B. Just saying. That's a fetish.
And you don't have to.
What? That's a fetish? You're kidding.
Bathroom.
Yeah, you don't. You just go.
I am currently wearing a diaper.
You pay a.
And then if anyone questions the smell, I mean, we're around a bunch of weird people in a bar. Come on.
Right? Yeah. No, I didn't just shit my pants again.
Alexa, what is your favorite costume?
My favorite costume that I ever had as a kid was when my aunt decided that a die, like, as in dice, but only one, would be a really fun costume, and we made it ourselves, and that's what
cool.
it was.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I was a die. It was pretty cool.
Oh, there you go. Well, you go with a friend that's just like a die, and then then you're a pair of dice.
Roll around on the floor.
I couldn't convince anybody else to do it.
Well, it sounds like
that sucks then.
You'd just be forced to
Then you're playing Yahtzee at that point.
That would be a turtle costume.
Which I did wear as a child.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesse. Nick. Nick. I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, sorry.
As we were talking about this, I was just suddenly realizing I can't remember my childhood costumes. I remember one year I was Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
I was Batman once.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go with adult memories. My favorite costume that I kept abusing for years that has finally worn out was a Spider-Man outfit.
Oh.
Okay. That you guys must have some really kinky sex. You wearing that costume out.
Oh my God!
I wore it out right about the butthole area.
Yeah, that was him and Jesse. I had nothing.
I was gonna say him hanging from the ceiling and you pulling down the mask and making sure it's wet and everything like that.
You're a sick man, Packard.
I like it.
Yes, I am. Connie, what's your favorite costume?
In the past or right now?
Anywhere, anytime, whenever.
Oh, okay. This year I'm going to be Red Riding Hood Bounty Hunter. So looking forward to this.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I have my little red bag of treats that have wolf tails hanging off of it and lots of weapons inside, and yeah, I'm armed and ready for danger, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, I'm raising my hand.
Go ahead.
If you want to check out possibly my best costume recently, watch Drunk Table Podcast episode 6, filmed last week.
Actually,
I'm sorry.
That's exactly what he was.
Am I whoring up the show? Whoring up the show? I was dressed as a female.
Yes, I saw that. Yes, you were dressed as a female.
Sexy bitch.
Yes.
It was very scary.
I still haven't watched it.
What's scarier was
By the way, that's Drunk Table Podcast.
Stop it! The
Oh my God,
scarier part is that he came over he did not have a wig. I had female wigs.
Yeah, I was just gonna sit here in.
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure
scary
if I need to know the reason why, there, Jesse.
I had the fake tits when I came over.
You did have. You had everything else. You had even had the ass, and that was not even padded.
No, I got the ass.
You got that.
I just thought what I was going to do was sit here dressed as a chick with titties and just have a dude's face.
Embraced it pretty well.
Yeah.
So you be Caitlyn Jenner.
Well, for myself, growing up, because we were poor. For the most part,
was a garbage bag.
It was close, very close. It was a bum, not
a
bum. Yeah, now being politically correct, a homeless person. You know, the carrying the stick with the little satchel that's actually a handkerchief with all your crap inside.
A hobo.
A hobo, yeah, a bum. Same thing.
Just
hobo.
like looking around, like, what am I gonna be? And you looked around outside and you saw a big stick and you grabbed it. And
it was. I gotta tell you, to be honest, that costume is a lot better than those ones you stick on your face. You can't fucking breathe, and you stick your tongue through the little hole. So
you didn't get a lot of candy.
I didn't get a lot of candy through that little hole. Like, you got
to the railroad station, and they were passing the bottle around, and they just handed you some. Right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they did it.
Actually, a really clever way to get free booze. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, I might
tonight.
too.
We're doing it tonight.
Yeah.
But you gotta hang around. You gotta hang around the burn barrel while you're doing that.
Wisconsin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now that even though that
No, I mean free
We're
booze
gonna change
and
our
more.
lifestyle.
free booze, free cheese, and all the heat you can take in.
Can.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
No more episodes of Drunk Table Podcast, by the way.
We're gonna.
I was just gonna say, Nick, can they find your show?
Oh my God.
That would be at
Packard Pokesat, right?
YouTube/Coast to Coast. But just look up Drunk Table Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, you'll find it that way too.
Yeah, because they came up with a horrible name that is either case to case or sometimes it's Spanish. If you type in coast to whatever, it'll come up. There's cosine comes up when you fucking type in my name on YouTube.
We had to change the name of the show. We've actually been doing our podcast since
a little differently
since 2012.
Yeah,
is when we started it.
Vodcast.
Sorry.
Thank you.
But we recently changed the name to Drunk Table Podcast because it's a catchier name, and you can just look that up.
Yeah,
and,
we made it a bit
I
more
appreciate
fun.
that.
Yeah,
Change things
Yeah,
around.
because the first time that Packard told me about it, I was like, coast to coast? I know what that is, but that shouldn't be...
That was not the show.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the coast
exactly.
to coast. Don't worry about our channel name.
Yeah.
I wasn't here when
But
they
you
named
can find them on Facebook under Coast to Coast
Otherwise, it would have
Productions.
been to Cats.
Yeah, but you can find them as Coast to Coast Productions. There'll be a link in the crotch bar below. So, all right. Well, we do got to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for coming. We'll see you next week with our short show. This has been Okay, Let's Talk. Did you like this episode of Packard Pokesat? If you did, click here to see more episodes from our Okay, Let's Talk. Be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the show. Check out our second podcast, The Atheists, the Bible, and No Wardrobe on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker.